Hey everybody, Alex Kazora, SteelersDepot.com, back with some more Pittsburgh Steelers tape breakdown and analysis. Mentioned it a couple times on the site, on the podcast, on Twitter. Let's talk about it here on the channel. Mason Cole, the Steelers center, has been really bad this year. I can't figure out why, but the results have been ugly. And I could have a 20-minute video on all the miscues, all the struggles this year, but we're going to look at just 4 plays from the Ravens game, start with the pass, and then look at the run. Mason Cole, the center, facing number 58, big Michael Pierce, 350-pound nose tackle, and Cole just gets swam over. He drops his head, and he's beat. And if it wasn't for the active eyes of the number 71 right guard, Nate Herbig, this is a sack on Kenny Pickett. So I'm not sure what's happening here with Cole. This is not Aaron Donald, and he's going to face Aaron Donald in Week 7 against the Rams. We'll look at it from the other view. And he just gets beat to the inside. Maybe he oversets a little too much here. The nose tackle is shaded that way, but allows the inside. You can't allow that inside interior A-gap pressure. And this one, very fortunate, did not end up in a sack. But you say, Alex, it's 1 rep. Everybody gets beat. Fair enough. Later in the game, same exact thing happens to Cole, working on Pierce this time, really head up, nose tackle, just gets beat again and again. Nate Herbig has to bail him out. Still results, though, in a sack. Pocket starts to break down. A lot of chaos created, and you're seeing Cole have the same issue of dropping his eyes, and you can't block when your eyes are on the ground here. And we don't know the exact slide protection, but just based on how things look, this is not an issue of slide protection where you're expecting help. This is just the center getting flat out beat. And again, it's Nate Herbig. Good job by him to avoid that big number 58 crushing Pickett, although the play still ultimately ends in a sack. But I don't know if the base is too wide, if the punch isn't good enough, or whatever the case is, but that is just a really ugly rep here from Mason Cole. We'll look at it one last time and then talk about 2 issues in the run game with Cole. Steelers' zone running scheme has been abysmal this year. It's not just on Cole, but he's been, I think, a literal central part of it. Loses the defensive tackle on this rep, and we can talk about zone tracks, and obviously running back cuts back. It might be tough for the offensive lineman to adjust, but you could have a better angle on this block. I think if you're Mason Cole, he's not really able to get into that shoulder and wash down the D tackle, and D tackle slips the block. Again, I know the back's cutting back here, but you got to be able to hold that, I think, better than what Cole is doing, and it results in essentially a run stuff. Last clip, again, zone track for the Steelers and Mason Cole up here on number 58, and just no movement, gets pushed back here. It's Pierce wrecking this game. I thought Pierce had a really good game against the Ravens. He's a tough guy to move. I mean, run game, you're not expecting probably as much as you would hope for in terms of being able to block him up in the pass game, which Cole, as we just showed, also struggling in, but no movement here. The zone tracks have been terrible. Miscommunication, guys not able to overtake, and guys getting confused. And I mean, I could show 10 runs easily of just issues in terms of center and their zone tracks, and them just not executing well. He's not the only one. We see a core if we're having problems here, so all that granted, but just focusing in on Cole, this is not a one-game issue. It's been a seasonal issue. I've charged him for 3 sacks this year, which is more than he allowed all of last year, where I thought he had a solid 2022, and for whatever reason, he has just really regressed and struggled. Maybe there's an injury, but he has practiced fully. He played hurt last year. He's tough. I think he's smart, but the tape has been brutal. Bottom line, though, I think Cole remains the center of the season for Pittsburgh. I know you guys will talk about James Daniels and Herbig, and those things aren't invalid, but I think in terms of what will happen, I think Cole will remain this team's center. But he's got an option, a roster bonus due in March of 2024. Hard to justify that, and I think Pittsburgh has to find that long-term anchor at center. You think about Steelers' history of Mansfield to Webster to, for a briefer time, Jeff Hardings to Marquise Pouncey. Great centers exist in Pittsburgh. They're lacking that right now. Something to look for and probably put high on the list of needs in 2024. So, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Appreciate you guys watching. If you could like this video, also subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate that. Thank you again for watching, and we'll talk to you soon.